So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can recreate this monthly planner on 2 pages, which has a priority list on the left, then a to-do list, notes list. It has an expense tracker on the right, and it is decorated with the newest sticker collection, which is called Magnolia. And this exact planner is also available on the hub page. You can find it right here on the hub page. It's this planner here called Undated Monthly. And you can also type in the recipe code #GGBNP to load up this planner and then just use it as is. So if you don't want to recreate this planner, just use the pre-made template and then resize it to your size and then just export the PDF. But if you do want to learn how to recreate this planner, just keep on watching and maybe follow all the steps I'm doing here. So before we start, let's first analyze how the layout looks like. So here you see that this planner has 2 columns and then it has 3 rows for the left side. And then for the right side, it has 2 columns and 2 rows. So here I have a new template open. I already selected the colors and the fonts. And if you do want to apply the same color and fonts, then go to the color palette. And under outline, you can type in the hex code F2D9D5. For the header color, type in F7D8D4. And for the line color, type in D5D5D5. So this is the color scheme I used for this template. And then next, for the styling, I used the classy style here, which can be found under Style, Minimal, and then click on Classy, this one here. And then for the fonts, go to Text, go to H1, this one's the big header font up here, and there I selected the font called Savannah. So you can also type in here Savannah, and it's this font right here. Then for the H2 font, which is the font within the widgets, I used the Newark font, written like this Newark font here. And you can find this font under the regular section. And then the same font for the H3 as well, the Newark font. So once you've selected the fonts, the colors, and the styling, we can move on to the layout panel and start creating our own layout. So open the layout menu, have planner selected, and then go to adjust layout, where you can create your own layout. So like we've seen before, this planner has 2 columns, which we already have. We have 2 columns. And now let's make 3 rows. 2, 3. And you see that here are 3 boxes. So let's add 3 boxes, add and add. And then on this side, it's a long box all the way down. So click on the first box and then click on the arrow that's pointing down to take up the entire space and create a long box like here. Okay, so this is the first layout. One thing we need to do is we might need to adjust the first column to be a tiny bit smaller or more narrow. So up here under 1 fraction, you can click on it and then you can reduce the amount. And maybe reduce it to 0.5. So have the first column 0.5 fractions and the second one 1 fraction like this. Now we can move on to the right page, click on the right page. And then here we have 2 columns and 2 rows. 2 columns and 2 rows. The first box is taking up the entire column like this. Then here, let's add 1 box. And there we go. One last thing we need to do is we will need to adjust the width of the boxes. So on this fraction here, make it a bit smaller. We might need to adjust the width of the boxes later on when we add the widgets into it. But for now, you can set it to 1 fraction for the first box and 0.7 fractions for the second column. And then for the lower box here, we can make the fraction smaller to around 0.5. So right now you should see a layout that looks similar to this one here. And once you do have a layout that looks similar to mine's here, we can move on to adding the widgets. So let's start with the Undated Calendar here in the middle. So you see here on the left side we have the calendar starting from Monday to Thursday, and then it continues from Friday to Sunday on the other side. First, click on the big window in the middle and then add an Undated Calendar, and you can find this widget under Monthly and then Undated Calendar. Once applied, go to the settings and then set the settings for the calendar to start on Monday but to end on Thursday, like this. Then you can also choose if you want to show the text, the entire text, long, narrow, or short. I'll keep it at short. And then you can also remove the header text, like this. And on the right side, we'll do the same. Add the Undated Calendar, remove the header text, and in the settings, tell the calendar to continue from Friday till Sunday, and then have it as well set to short, like this. So this is how the finished Undated Calendar looks like. And then the great thing about Undated Calendars is you can use it for any month, and then you can just write in your own dates depending on what month it is. So Undated Calendar is done. Let's check out the next widget. Now let's go to the priority list. The priority list has 3 boxes. So select the first box here, the first window, and the widget we'll be adding in here is the multiple box widget, which is this widget here, multiple box. And then in the settings, set it to have 3 sections in total and 1 row, like this. And now to have it filled in pink, like I have here, what you can do is click on it to bring up this text editor. And in the text editor, you can set the background color to be pink. And this pink color should automatically be listed on your end as well, since you already set the color scheme. So set it to pink, then go to the next one, set it to pink as well, and pink. And in the first box you can type in priority 1, and if you want you can also align it to the top, and you can also have it cursive. Then the second one, priority 2, same thing, set it to the top, and priority 3, and cursive and align it to the top. Now if you do want to have a bit more space up here between the text and the top of the widget, what you can do is you can further adjust the line height and maybe set it to 1.6, and that should bring down the text a bit more, or you can also set it to 1.8, like this. Now let's check out the next widget down here below. This one's a normal to-do list, so select the window, go to to-do, and then you want to add a to-do list. Click on the list. In the settings, you want to remove the header, and you want to reduce the amount of rows to around 9, and then add rounded icons like this, and there you go. Now next one's a grid widget, so select the lower left window, go to notes, and add a grid widget. Remove the header, and in underline color select the second color, which is lighter, like this. There you go. So now we have the left page done. Now let's move on to the right page. On the right page we have an expense tracker, so select the field, filter for finance and insert the finance tracker. Now here you want to scroll down to in the settings to the descriptions, and you want to type in expenses. Then you can delete the note by clicking on this red button here. And next, let's make this amount column a tiny bit wider by clicking on the plus button and making it wider like this. And we can also increase the number of rows to around 16. And there we go. Next one is another grids widget. So to save some time, select the grid widget we have applied to the left, click on copy up here, click on the right side and click on paste. Next, let's add a header on top of the planner. So go to the text panel, go to H1, have both pages selected, open title types and click on apply the header to both pages. Now you want to change the header name to this month, like this. And then for the right page, you can click here on the right page. You don't want to apply any header. So you can select it and apply an empty header instead of it. Okay, so this is how it should look like on your end. And now let's quickly go back to the two calendars in the middle. Actually, it's one calendar, but to two sides. You see that the calendar boxes on the left are much more narrow than those on the right side. And to fix that, we can go to the layout panel, select the right side, go to adjust, and then make the right column a tiny bit bigger until you see that both boxes are about the same. So you can set it to 1 and 1, so 1 fraction each. And now both boxes of both calendars are the same width. Last step is now to decorate the planner. So if you do want to decorate it, you can keep on watching, else this planner is done and you can use this planner commercially as well if you would like to. But if you do want to follow along and decorate it with me, go to the sticker mode. So select sticker on top to activate the sticker layer, and then in the menu search for Magnolia. So you can also type in Magnolia and it's this collection here. So here are all the stickers I will be using to decorate this planner spread. So you can actually add the stickers to any place on the template, but I'll try to recreate it as close to the original as I can. So up here is a sticker that looks like this leaf sticker here. Well, actually it's on the left side. So let me select the left side. Then it's this one here. Make it a bit bigger, rotate it, align it to the top like this. And then there is a flower on the right side. This one here. Okay. And then there is a big flower down on the left side. So let me select the left side and add this flower. And then there is another leaf, this one here. And let me flip this one, flip it horizontally and add it down here below. Then there is a pink watercolor splash in the back, or a brush stroke, this one right here. To bring, you see here when I zoom in, you see that this pink brush stroke is in front of the sticker. To bring it back, you can click on up and this should bring it back like this. Okay, and then on the right side there is another leaf and brush stroke. And then a leaf that looks like this. And then another leaf. And there we go. So this is the finished template, and this was how to recreate the monthly calendar on 2 pages with undated monthly widgets. And as mentioned, you can also use this template commercially. And if you have any questions, you can always message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I will try to respond to your questions as quickly as I can. Thank you. Bye.